Hey, beautiful family! It's a new dawn and a new chapter here. Today's episode is packed with energy, emotion, and the kind of moments you just can't miss because behind the palace walls, another story is unfolding. A story about money, secrecy, and power. While the public was told Andrew's been cast out, sources say the king is quietly paying for his brother's new home, his lifelong security, and most controversially, a multi-million-pound private settlement. So the question isn't whether King Charles punished Andrew, but it's how much he had to pay him to go quietly. So this shady boots kind of a guy is urging you to hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, share it with fellow Sussex supporters, and let me know your thoughts on the comment section. I'm really excited about this gossip because it's sweet and mouth-watering. So let's just dive in for this juicy episode that I have sampled for you. King Charles's communications office has given multiple briefings to the royal rota in the past 24 hours about the Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor situation. According to the official line, the degenerate formerly known as Prince Andrew is being punished severely, as we're told by his brother, King Charles. The move to strip Andrew of all titles and force him out of Royal Lodge was, we're assured, entirely down to the king and his advisers. No pressure from the government, no prodding from Prince William, just the king, acting decisively. That's the story they want you to believe. Becky English at the Daily Mail was first to report that Andrew won't be moving into Wood Farm, Prince Philip's old retreat, but instead into another, more modest property on the Sandringham estate. She even quoted sources saying it's been necessary, given how swiftly events were unfolding, to focus on getting proper security in place. In an act of mercy, the king will fund the move privately and make private provisions for Andrew. So, let's translate that. Media. Security guards at royal property. Moving trucks outside royal residence. King Charles reviewing paperwork. Private estate gates closing. Charles is paying for Andrew's security, housing and private provisions. That's royal rota code for money. Serious money. Here's what the rota isn't talking about. The financial settlement. Journalist Tom Sykes, writing for The Royalist, reported that Charles settled with Andrew for a low to mid seven-figure sum. That's somewhere between £1 and £5 million. But let's be honest, if that's all Andrew got, he'd be a fool. Because Andrew had leverage. And King Charles had let this situation fester far too long. Charles was desperate to get this over with, to appear tough without triggering another scandal. So what did he do? He bought Andrew's silence. In exchange for his titles and the Royal Lodge lease, Andrew walked away with a multi-million-pound payoff, likely $10 million or more, a permanent home on the family's private Norfolk estate, security for life, which is funded by the monarch, and the freedom to travel even to the Middle East, where he's known to have made questionable deals. That's not punishment. That's a golden parachute. Let's be clear. Andrew is still protected, housed and funded, while his victims got nothing close to justice. This is how the British royal family operates by expediency. They act only when public outrage leaves them no choice. Each time they do the bare minimum. Remove a title, issue a statement, leak a story to a friendly tabloid, and every time it backfires because people can see the difference between real accountability and public relations theatre. Remember the disastrous Newsnight interview? That wasn't just a PR blunder. It was the moment the public realised Andrew didn't think he'd ever face consequences. And why would he? For decades he was shielded by his mother, his courtiers, and the very institution that claims to embody duty and honour. The hypocrisy couldn't be clearer. For speaking up against false accusations, Harry and Meghan were vilified, hounded, and exiled. But for alleged predatory behaviour and scandal, Andrew gets a payout and a cushy retirement home. One set of royals is punished for telling the truth, the other rewarded for staying silent. That's complicity, plain and simple. Even Queen Elizabeth wasn't immune to this blind spot. She protected her son, but in doing so, she failed the institution she loved. And she failed the public's trust. This scandal didn't happen overnight. It brewed for nearly 2 decades, ignored and buried until it exploded with Jeffrey Epstein's death in 2019. They've had years to act. They chose silence. So, what kind of payoff did King Charles have to give Andrew Mountbatten Windsor? The kind that buys silence. The kind that trades accountability for expediency. The kind that proves once again that in this family, money talks louder than morality. The rota can spin it as mercy. But to the public, it looks like what it is, a bribe wrapped in royal protocol. And if Charles thinks this will make the scandal disappear, he's gravely misreading the mood of his people again. Accountability delayed is accountability denied. So my absolute take on this is that this has disaster written all over it. The treatment of Andrew versus Harry, mercy to Andrew and nothing but cruelty to your son, letting Andrew continue make commercial deals. The man who was smuggling a spy into Windsor. Like that's not going to blow up in their faces. There are so many dodgy aspects to this deal. The more it plays out, the more dodgy it seems. They're still opaque as usual. Lack of transparency will continue to sink that institution. Continued lies and obfuscation prevails in the media. The public's patience is eroding each day. Andrew seems he's going to be better off than if he stayed at Royal Lodge. This is an upgrade for him financially. He will not be personally responsible for any costs at Sandringham Estate, neither rent or maintenance of the property. People are suffering financially in a cost-of-living crisis, and the royals are paying Andrew millions now and supporting his cushy lifestyle on Sandringham Estate, including security services for the rest of his life. Meanwhile, the victims have not received justice, and Virginia Gieffre took her own life to end her suffering. Paid £12 million to silence Virginia, yet claims he is innocent and never met her, doesn't know her. He lied to the world on BBC. The Windsors are just a total disgrace. Period. So there you have it, squaddies, and it's a wrap. Thank you very much for tuning in. I want to know, do you think Andrew got off easy, or is this the beginning of the end for the House of Windsor? What do you think? Was this an act of justice, or just another royal performance to protect the brand? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you would like to see more truth behind the royal headlines, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell, because this story is far from over. Until next time, stay safe and take good care, legends.